Welcome back. It is Thursday, April 25th, and the MLB. Our 5 best bets are on the way. It's Austin, joined by Logan today, joined by your guys' favorite special guest. Get it out. The broom is here, long overdue. A 3-0 sweep, and it was a pretty easy one. Let's talk about it. Yankees -0.5 in the first 5, sweat-free. They win it, I think, 5-0. We appreciate them. White Sox Twins, no one first inning. Pretty sweat-free for a no-one first inning. We will take that. And the parlay of the day cashed. We switched it up. It wasn't a hit parlay. It was just the switch of some alt lines we really liked, and it cashed. So we will certainly do that. We'll take it. A 3-0 sweep. Logan, what do you say we do it again today and we dive into our favorite picks of the day? As always, we appreciate you guys for supporting us each and every day. If you can do us one quick favor. Here's the favor. Go down below and hit that subscribe button. We are less than 1,000 subscribers away from 200K. That is the nuts number, but do us a favor, go down below, hit that subscribe button, drop a like. We appreciate you guys, as always, for supporting us, win or lose. We're going to dive into the first pick of the day, and it should be no surprise. It's still a business day. So our parlay of the day is back on Odds Checker. Top link in description, top link in pinned comment, and it'll be also live at the end of the video. We're going to go back to, a little bit of alt lines, things that we like. Smacked yesterday. Hopefully we can do that once again. Like I said, typically live around 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. So we'll post this video probably around 8 something, but it will be live probably within 90 minutes of this video going live. So go check that out. Top link in pinned comment, description, and at the end of the video. And I'm going to segue that into my first pick of the day, which is going to be an under. I know no one loves betting unders, but these days, I swear hitters are really struggling. The pitching seems to be at the forefront, and I'm going to go to an under in a game that we just talked about yesterday. Actually, I'm going to go to the latest game on the slate. Athletics Yankees under 8.5 runs, -125 on ESPN Bet. Now, like I said, this is the latest game on the slate. We do have some earlier picks, so definitely stay tuned and tap into those. This will be the last game on the card because I believe this is the only game that's going off at 7. But I like this one at 8.5. You can take it at 8, but obviously I like to get that extra half run there, which is, it might be between the -125 to -130-ish. But let's talk about yesterday. The Yankees bats delivered for us. Beautiful. We appreciate them. Today we're fading them. Alex Wood's going to start for Oakland. And I'm going to come out here and say this. Alex Wood is not good. However, I think he can do us a reasonable job today. He supports a 7.89 ERA and a 2.03 whip. You can't just fall into those numbers. You can't be that great, but he has allowed 6, 3, 2, 4, and 4 earned runs. He has not been great this year. Like I said, I'm not coming out here saying Alex Wood is one of the best pitchers in the league. However, he is capable of a good start. He had 2 earned runs allowed to the Rangers, a very good left-handed team. And this is a Yankees team that hasn't really hit lefties well. The last 3 lefty starters that faced the Yankees combined for 17 1/3, 1 earned run combined total. Now, I'm not saying Wood comes in here and does the same that those guys have been doing because he hasn't really been missing those bats, but it's also a Yankees team that just is struggling to get it done. And we saw yesterday they kind of had some fluky ways to get the job done. Yes, they went 4 for 8 with runners in scoring position, but you think about how we got runs to cash our Yankees' first 5 run line. We had a Judge home run after he struck out. They called a balk on Doyle, which was, I really don't know if it really was a balk, but I took it in terms of I needed Judge to do something, and he did it. And then they also had a Volpe triple, which really should have just been a single, but the outfielder misplayed it and let it get behind him. So outside of that, they kind of had some fluky ways to score yesterday. And I think Wood can do his job. I'm not saying he comes out here and it's a masterclass. His earned runs line is 2.5. But a prop that's weird is his hits allowed is 4.5, which is something he's allowed in every single start this season, and it's a little juiced on the over. I don't think Wood is terrible today. I don't need him to be great. I just need a 2 to 3 earned run type game. We get out of there, and then we need a great start out of Nestor Cortez, who has a 3.41 ERA and a 1.07 WHIP. His 2 starts at home, well, he couldn't have been better. 8 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, 7 innings pitched, and 0 earned runs, both at home. He's been dominant in his career. He's always been great at Yankee Stadium, a 3 ERA and a 1 whip. He's been really, really good. So I think Cortez can do his job, hold down the Athletics bats. If Wood is getting rocked, we're really going to need Cortez to do his thing. But let's say Wood struggles. We're going to get to an A's bullpen that is very good, 8th best bullpen ERA. Same thing for the Yankees, 6th best bullpen ERA. We've seen a couple times in this series where there's a lot of runs early, and then the bullpens come in, they hold the job done, and they get it done. I really think this is a lower scoring game. I'm not asking Wood. If Wood gives up 1 earned run or something crazy, I might have to buy his jersey, but I really think this is a lower scoring game. Give me the Yankees and Athletics under 8.5 runs. Like I said, I like it at 8 too, but I'll just take the 8.5 if I pay a little bit of juice to get that at -125. But Logan, you have an over. I know people like that a lot more than my under pick. Which game you going to?
Yeah, got to balance you out, right? I'm taking the Mariners and Rangers game over 8.5, -122 odds on FanDuel is your best value there. Now, I would also consider playing this one at 9. You would just obviously know that there's push potential with the 9. 8.5 would be a winner or a loser. The total soared under in the past 2 games. For the odds makers to come out in one slay a 9 line in this one again, we see that before in the series. They keep putting the total at 9 and it keeps soaring under. Well, they're tripling down on their line, and I think this one is the one that finally does go over. I think given these 2 starting pitching, this one will provide the most runs in this series. Now, on paper, it might not exactly seem that way, but let's talk about who's starting for the Rangers. Andrew Heaney is starting for the Rangers. 6.35 ERA and a 1.41 WHIP for Heaney. Not great numbers at all. Walks are always an issue for Andrew Heaney. 27th percentile in walk percentage. Heaney is also 18th percentile in ground ball percentile and 26th percentile in barrel percentage. These are troubling stats as for a starting pitcher. You do not want a ton of fly ball outs, especially against a sometimes powerful Mariners lineup, and you don't want to get barreled up either. And Heaney, when he gets hit, it's usually barreled. So hopefully the Mariners do bring the bats today, because yesterday they acted like I backed them somehow, right? The Mariners 1 for 11 with runners in scoring position. That is straight poverty. Again, though, that is the typical outing when I've been backing offenses during our cold streak. A million runners in scoring position, just no one can hit them home. I think yesterday was kind of an anomaly. Heaney allows a 267 batting average and 117 plate appearances to the Mariners. Mariners have seen him before, and they've hit him before. Can they just get the timely hits for us today? I do really think they can. Now, Luis Castillo starts for the Mariners. Castillo allows a 323 batting average to the Rangers roster in 71 plate appearances. They had his number last year. Every single Castillo start he had last year, they lost to the Rangers. I remember them all very well because I was obsessed with trying to pack Castillo against the Rangers, and it was like fitting a square peg in a round hole. It just wasn't working. 4.91 ERA to the Rangers last season. They saw him well. And Castillo is still not missing enough bats for me to think he's back. 59th percentile in barrel percentage and 59th percentile in hard hit percentage. Again, a strikeout artist like Castillo should not be getting hit hard. His whiff numbers are okay, but still, I just see this Rangers lineup as a lineup that can definitely have his number. Castillo's earned run line is 2.5, juiced heavy, like minus 160 to the over. They think he's given up at least 3 earned runs today, and if we can get 3 plus earned runs off Castillo, I'm feeling really solid about this bet. Rangers third in batting average with runners in scoring position, batting 307. This should be a team that should hopefully, when Castillo gives up an extra base hit, guy on second, hopefully they can hit that guy home. Mariners, by comparison, 16th in batting average, 257. I would have thought they're worse. Actually, not that bad. Middle of the pack for the Mariners. 2 middle of the pack offenses with runners in scoring position. Please bring them home today. Texas, 22nd in bullpen ERA. Seattle, 3rd in bullpen ERA. Again, guys, this just comes down to each team scoring 4 runs. The crazy thing about the 8.5 or 9 total, each team scores 4. The game can end on 8. We would cash this bet. I really do like it. I think the pathway is there for the over in this one. So I love that as my best bet today. But Austin, you got another one for us. Where are you going?
Actually, going back to where we took the Nerfy yesterday, where we were in that White Sox and Twins game. We'll talk about our favorite Nerfy in a little bit, but it's not going to be this one. But I'm actually liking both these 2 pitchers to have a decent outing because I'm going the White Sox and Twins. I'm doing a little bit of a 2-leg same game parlay, so stick with me. White Sox and Twins, full game under 8.5 runs. Plus, parlay that with the White Sox team total under 4.5 runs. Plus 100 on BetMGM. Obviously, these 2 legs do go hand in hand. This the best price was MGM, but a bunch of other books around minus 120 to minus 125. So, should be playable value on almost every single book. Now, I don't mind the regular full game under at 7.5. That was going to be my pick. If that's all you can do, I don't mind that. However, I like this a little bit safer because if I took the 7.5, if I take the 8.5, if the White Sox are putting up 5 runs, probably a good chance that we're chalked anyways. So I like taking this plus 100. I'll take a chance on it. Now, Simeon Woods Richardson, I believe that's how you pronounce his name. He's going to start for the Twins. He really doesn't have a lot of starts under his belt. Only 1 actually this year. 6 innings pitched, 2 hits, 1 earned run allowed to the Tigers about 2 weeks ago. I don't expect him to be that good. He doesn't need to be that good. I mean, this is a White Sox team that we know is 30th in runs scored, They are batting 192 versus right-handed pitching, and they have the lowest batting average. They have the lowest on-base percentage and the lowest OPS versus righties. So this is just a team that has really struggled. Could they put up some runs here today? Potentially. They were able to do it against Joe Ryan yesterday, but I'm just not confident in them being able to do that. They obviously have seen Joe Ryan a good amount. They have not seen Mr. Richardson. So I think that he's able to at least go in there, have some familiarity. It's not like they're going to really stretch him too far unless he's pitching super, super well. I think he can do his job. If the White Sox are putting up 5 runs, there's already a pretty good chance that, we're chalked. But this is also their last road trip or road game on the 7-game road trip. Would it be surprising if they tried out a trash lineup? I'd argue the regular lineup is trash. Now, let's move on. After we get out of Richardson, you get to the Twins bullpen, 4th best bullpen ERA. Hopefully they can hold the White Sox below that 4.5 runs. And if they're under 4.5, then we need the full game under, and we're going to need a decent start out of Michael Soroka. Now, Soroka, just like Alex Wood, hasn't had a great start to the year. 7.5 ERA and a 1.79 WHIP. He's faced a lot of tough teams, though. I'm not saying he's good, but he's faced some tough teams. He's given up 4 earned runs almost every single start. We obviously can afford 4. We would prefer a better start than that, but he also gets his best matchup of the season against the Twins team, batting 206 versus right-handed pitching. That's 3rd worst in the MLB. Now, there's not a lot of great, baseball savant. If you load up Michael Soroka, a lot of blue. Almost the same amount of blue as Alex Wood, but he has at least one good defining quality, 78th percentile in ground ball percentage. So if he can keep the ball on the ground, maybe he walks someone on the first base. This is a Twins team that's obviously struggling against righties. I've seen them ground into plenty of double plays. If he can do that, I think we get a good chance here. You also look at the White Sox bullpen, 4.04 ERA. It's basically middle of the pack so far this season. I just have seen the Twins, and we talked about this last year. I remember one game. The Twins had won the first 3 games of a series last year. The last game of the series, they trotted out a disgusting lineup. And we get a very similar thing here today. They've won the first 3 games of the series. They've locked in the win. Could they go for the sweep and try hard? Yes, but they also don't get another day off until May 2nd. Wouldn't surprise anyone if they tried out a trash lineup today. Not at all. So I really like the full game under at 7.5, but instead I'm going to do a 2-leg parlay at the under 8.5 by a run, but also fade that with the White Sox under team total 4.5 runs. Their regular team total is 2.5 today. That's how much confidence the books have in them. Their line is 2.5. So I really like this little 2-leg SGP. Like I said, if you can only do the regular full game at 7.5, I'm cool with it there. Just going to do this because I feel like it might be a little safer. If I get burned, I probably won't do another SGP. If the White Sox put up 5 and it still goes under the 7.5, you probably won't see another SGP out of me probably all year long for the MLB. But Logan, you know what time it is. It's Nerfy Nation time, and everyone needs to get that rock music going. They need the flags out, and we need 6 quick and easy outs, and I'm confident we get them once again today. Nerfy Nation, get amped up, fly those flags in chat. Let's dive into our favorite Nerfy of the day, and it's going to be an early start, so you better get this locked in because, man, we need this one to start off the day strong because we are going the first game on the slate. Brewers and Pirates taking the no-run first inning, currently minus 140 on DraftKings. Now, we don't like taking very many juice Nerfies. Yesterday was all juice. It did cash. We'd probably play this only up to about minus 150. If it gets more juice than that, probably not worth it. But like I said, this is the earliest game at 12:35 Eastern start. So hopefully the bats are a little sleepy to get out the gate, and hopefully we can start the day 1-0. If we start the day 0-1, that's not great for vibes. But let's talk about Mitch Keller, who will lead things off for the Pirates. I'm going to need him to step up. He's 3-2 on Nerfies this season, was 21-11 last year. Obviously not the best stats in the world, but something defining for him. He gave up a Yerfie in his last start. He's yet to allow back-to-back Yerfies, so hopefully he can go out there and dominate. Coming off a bad start, I think he can hold his own against the Brewers. They are 10th in first inning runs. On paper, that doesn't look great, but they are scoreless in 4 straight. Yelich is still out. I think he might return this weekend, but he is still out, and he's obviously a guy that's always on base, I swear. So give me Owen Miller in the 3 spot, and I feel really good about this one. So Mitch Keller, I need 3 outs out of you. I won't tolerate it if you're the one that sells us. So Mitch Keller, I need those first 3 outs. But Logan, who's going to be pitching for the Brewers and who will be taking us home?
Freddie Peralta will be pitching for the Brewers and taking us home. Now, Fastball Freddie, as we like to call him, Fastball Freddie, 4-0 on Nerfies this season, 3-0 on the road this year. Pretty solid stats for Freddie Peralta. He was 24-7 last year, given a bigger sample size. This is a guy normally we can trust in the first inning. The Pirates, 27th in first inning runs. Can you get through that Pirates lineup without allowing a home run? That's really, to me, what it comes down to. Because, again, if you put those runners in scoring position, Freddie Peralta really, really good at getting the strike 3, third, and swing and a miss. So hopefully he can do that. Nerfy Nation, let's fly the flags.
Fly the flags. I'm pretty confident Peralta does his job. I think this probably comes down to Mitch Keller in the top half of the inning. So hopefully he can deliver us those first 3 outs. So let's fly the flags. Those are our 4 favorite picks in this video. Our 5th one, like we talked at the top of the video, will be our parlay of the day, trying to go for 2 straight. We're going to go back to some games that we like. Probably will include some games that we aren't talking about in this video, but go check that out. Top link and pinned comment. I'll link it on the screen here. I'll also link it in the description. You guys have a wonderful Thursday. Let's bring out the brooms once again tomorrow. Logan and I will be back again then with some more picks. Peace.